Okay, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it is 6 o'clock. Guys, you can switch off your cameras. No need to show your faces. Okay. And make sure that your sound is also off because it will be disturbing other people. Okay. And no more chatting in this. Only when it is important, you will send a message to me. Otherwise, not. If I found someone chatting over here unnecessarily, you are wasting the time of other student and distracting them. So I have able it only if you could not important thing you want to communicate to me, very important thing if you want to communicate me, only then, otherwise not. 98% of the time you are not going to chat anything, not mention anything over here. Okay, so make sure that you follow this rule. Okay, guys, so we are starting since the pattern of the SRFTI entrance exam has changed, and they are more concentrated about the visual. That is what I have observed over there. So I have noticed it that what you can say is that I have prepared the questions which are from the point of view of visuals. And also for part 1 as well as part 2 has more technical awareness about the various courses, which is very specialized. We are not going to touch that because that is meant for domain specific. 50 marks. I hope most of you would have prepared for that. Fortunate thing is that they have put up the sample, so you know exactly how it is going to be. Okay. So we are concentrating on the part 1. Part 1 has various kind of section. I have very clearly mentioned in my video that what we are not going to cover. So what we are going to cover is primarily the connected with the art in terms of visuals, as well as some basic questions connected with editing, cinematography, and sound recording. And things like logical reasoning, things like general knowledge, etc. we are not going to cover. So I'm going to concentrate mainly the visual thing. That is what I have specially prepared it, and this is not going to be a repetition of what was already taught, which I also mentioned over there. So there will be a new thing because you already have those PDF files. Those who don't have those PDF file, they can go and download from the website of our craft film school. I will share the link of that particular page, those who have not were here earlier with the FTI preparation, because there are some people who are not here. So starting with the our major thing. Okay, guys. So this is the example which they have given over there. The image below is a still from a famous film. Who's the director? So it's a Vittorio De Sica's film. Everybody knows it. And it is a bicycle thief. And why they particularly use this film? Because the little kid who's sitting over there, he passed away recently within last 1 year. That was another reason, of course, beside the film is a famous film. Now they can choose any of such kind of a scene, particularly this fire thing where the car is running and this lady and man is also there and group of people. These are the various images from the film called Sacrifice by Tarkovsky. Tarkovsky's only film which was made in the Sweden with the Sven Nykvist shooting this film. This is also an image from the same film. So this is a poster of the film. Since it is a master image, that's why they use it for the poster. So master image is something which remain in your mind. Whenever you look at that image, it reminds you of that particular film, which is very often used in the history over the year. Many people who are not aware of the international cinema, they may not be knowing it. But those people who knows the international cinema, they will be quickly able to recognize. So I have collected certain those kind of images which are going to be helpful. So this is Sacrifice. Now these are the images only those people can recognize who have seen that film called Contempt by Jean-Luc Godard, in which Brigitte Bardot acted as a lead. It's one of the most well-known film of the Godard. So these are the various scenes from the film. You could see the Fritz Lang in the film as a Fritz Lang, performing as a Fritz Lang also. So any of these images they can use and ask you which is this film. So Contempt by Jean Godard, and these are the various images from the same film. And this image is the most popular one. This patta over there, bluish, dark bluish color. And the poster of the film is this one. Now, this is a tribute to the Fritz Lang, where Briji Bardhan is reading about Lang over here. So this is a poster of the film. So that's it. Michel Piccoli, the guy in a cap, is a very well-known French actor, and this is a tribute to the Lang itself. Now, this is how it looked like, those who don't know. Now, any of these two images, for example, you could look at it. And if you look at this image, these are the various images which are from the same film called Breathless. The poster is not working here for some reason, but doesn't matter. Now, this is another master image, more or less similar kind of image is also used on the film called Vivra Savi. So they could give you this image and can ask, what is this film? Is Anna Karina. And again, this is a very famous dance kind of a image where in terms of what do you call, which is also used in the past by the filmmaker on the poster of the film. I don't know why this poster is not visible, because some of the poster are not seen. And if you could see this particular image, again, it is a film by Jean Godard's film, and where this is Pierre Le Fou is the name of the film, which where they have used this same image over there on the poster on the Cannes Film Festival poster also. I have mentioned in my previous lecture, they can use any of they have used certain images of the films, French film on the Cannes Film Festival mainly. So Pierre Le Fou, and this is another master image from the Pierre Le Fou, where you could see this guy is kind of very, very contrasty colors of red, making his own face blue, and yellow bomb kind of a thing are there. So this red, blue, and yellow is a very, very vibrant color from this film. So this is another image. Now, this image, those people who really understand the cinema and who has seen the cinema, they will be able to connect with the image. But this dog and the old man is a very popular image of the De Sica's film called Umberto D. This is how Vittorio De Sica look like. It's a very, very moving film. Those people who have not seen, I would recommend that they must watch this. So Umberto D is another popular film. Again, this small kiddie, bicycle thief. This is a poster which they have used it on the poster also. Bicycle thief is also again by Vittorio De Sica. Another master image from 8.5 by Federico Fellini. And you can see this parade going on where Marcello Mastroianni is there. So this is Nina Rota is a very, very well-known composer of the most of Fellini's film by Nina Rota. He's no more also. Again, this is an image from the same film. This is again a popular image from the same film. Another well-known film of the Fellini is La Dolce Vita, The Sweet Life of Italy. And Anita Ekberg is the lead actress. She is a Swedish actress, but later on she became very popular in the Hollywood also. So this is again a master image from the same film. And another film of Federico Fellini is MR Cord, and you can see this healthy lady and this kid and ship in the back side. So MR Cord is another popular film by the Fellini. And La Strada is the most popular film in terms of the simple and in terms of imagery. So you could see these are the images of from that film. And this is Hollywood star. Everybody recognizes him. Now, this is another popular image from the same film. This guy is Anthony Quinn, and Gulina Massina is the wife of the Fellini, whom he married before the La Strada was made. So this climbing on this pole is another image of the La Strada can be asked. Giggler and Fred is a film made by Fellini with the same cast of his popular two actors. Most of the time he used them, Marcello Mastroianni and his wife. And it was a very, very strong commentary on the television. That's why you could see these television boxes over there. Again, Giulietta Messina is again Knights of Caribbean. This is again a film which was the best foreign language Oscar winning film of that particular year in 1957. You could see it's mentioned over there also. This is again a popular image from the Fellini's film. Marcello, everybody recognize, and of course, she is a very famous Italian actress. So you could see this more or less similar kind of thing. Pose is different. So Sofia Loren and Marcello Mastroianni. Marriage Italian Style. This is also a nominated film for the Best Foreign Language Oscar, but I think it did not win it. So Marriage Italian Style. Again, you could see this is again Sofia Loren, Marcello Mastroianni. And this is a striptease scene from there. So they can use any of the poster image or could ask about it. Again, the same film from the Yesterday, Today, Tomorrow. 1964 Best Foreign Language winner. This film is a winner, but Marriage Italian Style is not a winner. But it was nominated, but this is also winner. So two films consecutively, 1963 and 64 by Fellini. Again, this I told you last time when I mentioned about the Alain Delon. He has acted in Italian film. French actor, but it acted in Italian film by Antonioni, and this is Monica Vitti. And this poster can also be asked called La Eclipse. They can show you the image and can ask you the name of the director. So you need to remember the name of the film, name of the director, and actors. Again, very, very popular image from a film called Hiroshima Mon Amour. And they have used this image on the poster of that film by Ella Rene, is the French director. So you could see this is a proper poster of that film of the Hiroshima Mon Amour. And another film of the same director, which is equally popular, is called Last Year in Marine Bath. You could see this high contrast images, one of the wonderful cinematography in the film, again by the same director, Ella Rene. So they will give you an image and say, ask you which film it is, or they might ask you the name of the director. Again, a French actor, also a director called Jacques Tati, who has made 6, 7 films only, not so many films. And 1958, 56, 56, 57, Fellini got Last Night and Night of Caribbean. And in between, Mon Uncle is the film which got the Best Foreign Language Oscar for the Jacques Tati, and that's why he is a celebrated author. The image which I'm going to talk about is this one. Again, those 5 films which he has directed and enacted also is also a commentary on the modern living system. So this is a master image from a film. Now, this is again a Seventh Seal by Ingmar Bergman. These people dancing. Sometimes this image is contrast. This film is called The Playtime. This particular film is called The Playtime. The poster, I have not been able to find it, but there should be a poster also. Seventh Seal is a very popular image of this film. This could be a question in the examination by Ingmar Bergman. But again, a high contrast image is also available of that. Again, The Wages of Fear, I have included only because it was a popular film at that time. Again, the same Seventh Seal, these death playing chess is a very, very popular scene from the Seventh Seal. Again, Ingmar Bergman, you could see the compositions of Bergman are very interesting. And the kind of way he composes the faces is really amazing. Again, The Persona, a well-known film. So they can give you this image and call the name of the film, recollect the name. Knife in the Water is by Roman Polanski. These two people in a different pose, you can find it. So this is the one, this is another one. These are the 2 master images from this film. Roman Polanski's Knife in the Water can also be asked. Again, I have used this particular image. Cybulski was a well-known Polish actor, and you could see this ups and down kind of a image of a which is used in this particular film, and this is also used in the poster of the film. Somehow poster is not visible. I don't know why, what has gone wrong. Again, very popular image from a film called Certified Copy, Julie Binoche, and uh, this is Abbas Kiarostami is the director whom she has worked with, and this image is well known, so they have used this on the poster also. Tokyo Story is another Ozu's film, and this couple is well known, and this you could see this image also. So these are the images of the Tokyo Story. I have included some of the non-European films also. Again, this is a very popular image from the Tarkovsky's film, and Ivan's Childhood is the name of the film. Again, another image from the Tarkovsky's film, everybody recognizes, is called Stalker. This is another very, very important name from the Czechoslovakian director called Ziri Menzel. And this image is being used on the poster also very often. And this was the best foreign language Oscar winning film of that 1960s. Closely Guarded Train, sometimes they call Closely Observed Train, but Closely and Train would be there in any case. Ziri Menzel is the name of the director. And I mentioned in my previous lecture that Shivinder Singh Dungarpur, who happens to be my batchmate from FTI, he did a film on the Ziri Menzel, some 8 to 9 hour long film called Checkmate. Czech is Czechoslovakia, mate is friend, so friend from Czechoslovakia you can call. But the name of the film is called Checkmate. That is a film by on Ziri Menzel, directed by Shivinder Singh Dungarpur. A very, very strong film to be asked again in the examination. Uh, Carl Theodor Dreyer is Passion of Joan of Arc. This is also a very important image from that film, can also be asked in the examination. Again, anybody who knows about Truffaut is one of the popular film of Truffaut where you could see this image and you know that is the Julie Jim. So Jo Maru is the name of this actress. They will not ask that name of the actress, but still you should know she was very important star from that time, and she was also head of the India International Film Festival, and she was the president of that jury at 1 year. So she has come to India also. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a haiku poetry. One flew east, one flew west, one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Again, Miloš Forman is the director of this film, and they can use Jack Nicholson's image. Ken Kesey is the novelist on which it is based. So remember KK only. If they ask you who's the novelist, so you need to remember KK so you can easily figure it out. Amadeus is this image also can be asked, and you know that it's many Oscar nominated film, and the winner was definitely in the category of supporting actor for Cellari. So Amadeus Miloš Forman could be asked. Again, everybody knows this image from Hitchcock film Psycho. Again, some Indian films I have included, and Jaya Bhaduri acted in Satyajit Ray's film before she went to FTI. So this film is popular among those who understand the Bengali cinema or those who have seen the Bengali cinema. So Mahanagar is the name of the film where you could see this lipstick image. Don't be under the impression they cannot ask the international question. They will not ask the Indian question, only international. No, they can ask any question connected with image, particularly this year. Remember it. That's why I've concentrated many of the questions in the image itself. So Mahanagar is the one. Ghare Baire is another important film by the Ray, and Victor Banerjee is one of the finest performance of Victor Banerjee is in this film by the Ray. So you could see this image, his wife and he. Again, this is another image of the same film where another character is Soumitra Chatterjee, and this lady is there. Gun Shatru, this image, if you remember, one of the Indian Hindi film copied this arrow pointing toward the character. I think it was a Newton film where they picked up this idea from there. So Ganashatru is another important film of the Ray. Most of the work of the Ray is important. So you can see these two images of Shamla Tagore. One is from Apur Sansar, another is from Aranya Din Ratri. Aranya Din Ratri, this particular year, was restored version, was shown into the Cannes Film Festival. So you need to remember these two images from which film they are. Another film is Devi in Shivakti. This again, a technical question can be asked, but uh, I have not included many in this one because this is more about the art culture. This is by default. So this is HDMI and this is a display port. Again, certain images of the master photographer. Let me just check if it is recording. Okay. So just give me a moment. Okay, so Migrant Mother by Dorothy Lang is a famous photographer, a lady photographer who clicked this image, and this image is called Migrant Mother. Very, very famous image, most famous image among the various images available in the market. Raising the Flag at Iwo Jima by Rose Rosenthal is a photographer. So this is also during the from the war sequence. Che Guevara's this image is very popular, and it is by Alberto Corda. They can ask you show you the image and not ask you who is this man, but they will ask you who's the photographer. So name of the photographer is more important. Again, lunch atop a skyscraper by Charles C. Ebbets. You could see these people are in a very odd position, and Yusuf Karash is a famous portrait photographer, and he has shot many portraits of various well-known people. And Winston Churchill image is one of such image where Yusuf Karash has shot it. So portrait for portrait, Yusuf Karash is well known. Again, Salvador Dali, Philips Hallman did a long series of Dali's images. So it is one of such image which you can see on the market. Albert Einstein VJ Day in the Times Square. Not Einstein, sorry, Albert Einstedt. This is a German name. I am not able to pronounce it correctly. So earlier one is Philips Hallman, that Dali, and there's another image of this guy, which is kissing scene from the world at the end of the World War. Richard Avedon, this image is by this guy. This name has gone up. So Albert Eschenstein, I can't pronounce it correctly. So it's a German kind of a name, but not definitely Einstein. So this is again coming to below image, the elephant side. This is Richard Avedon is a very famous fashion kind of imagery he shoot when he was there. So it's a long old photograph where the Dovima and the elephants Richard have done. If you have seen that portrait which I have used over there of this girl who is coiled with this serpent, famous actress. So that image is also by Richard Avedon. The Pillow Fight by Harry Benson, and this particular image is from the top of a cover of a photograph. So remember the name of the photographer, Harry Benson. Again, green-eyed Afghan Steve McCurry image. I don't know why it is not showing this image. Let me just click this version, and if I can come to this position. It'll take time, but that image is very important for you to watch it. So let me. Now I think it would have been showing it. All these images are seen now. Yeah, this is a poster is now earlier the poster is not there. Anyway, let me come to this. Yeah, this film is called Ashes and Diamond. This image was also not showing at that point by Andre Vazda, where Cybulski is there. This guy sitting over there is Cybulski, and this image is being used over there. This was showing Tokyo Story. Yeah, Ivan's childhood. Then there is another image called The Mirror by Tarkovsky. And now this is Stalker. And now these images are seen. Closely Guarded Train. Passion of this was showing up. This was fine. Ganashatru is fine. Dorothy Lang. This we have shown. Okay, this is also Richard Avedon. Pillow Fight. Yeah. Now you could see. Very important image by Steve McCurry has come to India and did a lot of work in India. Steve McCurry, and this is a popular image by that guy. So green-eyed Afghan girl. Again, this Manjeet Bawa Indian painting. I have selected this modern painting from the series, and you could see this round kind of figure where this is a guy who look like. So they might put up depend upon their mindset. Now, Amrita Shergill's is one of the star painter from India and very expensive, highest any painter's work is being sold in India is the Amrita Shergill. So, Bride's Toilet is the first one. Then, Group of Three Girls is the another one. This is the second painting. Self Portrait is also his work. Siesta is another work. And the Storyteller is the painting which has received the highest amount of sale from a ever sold in India. 61 crore is the cost of this painting called the Storyteller. So they might ask you highest painting which was sold. Earlier the record was with the Raza Gestation. This is a painting which was 51.75 crore. And 61 is the highest ever sold in India is the Storyteller. All these women and cows you can see. Coming to the MCQs on a painting, this year I have taken a lot of pain to pick up certain questions on the painting, and you really have to devote a time to look at it tomorrow morning at variety of paintings so that you don't get confused when a painting is being shown to you and it is being asked what kind of style of painting is this. Okay. So Madhubani from Bihar, I picked up from there. So you could see these bright colors and this is a very particular style of painting. So this is a Madhubani again. You could see this is the way this style of painting is there. So the border you can recognize from the border also. Border is also being flowers and these round and curvilinear or some repetition of a motif is there. So this is one of the very well known style. They will give you a painting and ask you what style it is and any other question connected with the painting. So I've collected many questions over there. So don't worry. So this is again Madhubani. Now, where did Madhubani painting originated? Mithila is the place in Bihar where the origin of this painting style is there. What is the key characteristic of Madhubani painting? Bold and vibrant colors with geometric patterns. What material are traditionally used by Madhubani painting? Natural dyes and pigment from plants, minerals, and cow dung. Which of the following is the main theme in the Madhubani art? Religion, social scenes, and element of nature are being portrayed in the Madhubani painting. Now, this is another important art form of the painting style called Kalamkari. Kalamkari, you could see the distinguished style of Kalamkari. Kalam means basically pen. In Hindi, we call it as a kalam. And from there, this word is being picked up. So, some questions I picked up from there. So this is a way, it has a two particular style. I will talk about it. So you can, I'm just going a little slow so that you should be able to see. Now you could see the distinguished way these images are being formed, very, very clearly defined images. Sometimes monochromatic colors are there, black and red, black and blue in one particular style. In another style, there is a different one. Again, you could see the red and black is the prominent color over here and the way the border is being painted. But this is different from the Madhubani. Madhubani has variety of color. Here in this particular style, there are two different style I will talk about. Now this is how this tool look like, this column kind of a thing, where and how it is being used to fill the colors. Now you could see now instead of monochromatic, now it had become other colors also being introduced. So they will show you a painting and they'll ask you which style of painting is this. Okay, so pay attention, otherwise you would be in a trouble if you really do not pay attention. So what does the term kalamkari means? Basically a pen craft. So where did it originated? That is a very, very important question. Underline, comma, inverted comma, bold and italics. Andhra Pradesh is the place where the kalamkari originated. What tool is used to create kalamkari design? Kalam, which I just mentioned, pen-like tool. Which motifs are commonly depicted in kalamkari painting? Peacock, flora, scene from Ramayana and Mahabharata. That is the subject. Which traditional art uses a tamarind pen or cotton on silk fabrics? So this is again the kalamkari where it is being used. Where is the, now this is one particular kind, Shri Kalakshi Kalamkari. Shri Kalakshi is a one particular style of a painting and this is a place where from where this is being originated. That's why it is called Shri Kalakshi.
Kalahasti, sir.
Kalahasti. I can't pronounce it correctly. So But you don't have to pronounce. There you have to identify, and that's it. So it's what is the primary technique used for this particular technique? So freehand drawing and coloring. Which theme are most commonly depicted in this particular style artwork? Religious and mythological themes. Which of the following deities is a common subject in this particular style of painting? The Brahma is being painted very often in this particular style. And what are the traditional use of artwork? Generally for temple hanging, chariot banners, and scroll. That was the primary use for. Now, this is another place, another style of Kalamkari painting, and Machili Patnam, or something like that, they pronounce it. Now, you could see the distinguished style of earlier versus this one. So, a lot of flowers and in terms of design, it looked totally different from the one which was previously shown over there. Again, you could see very easily, you could recognize these flowers and the way it is being made. So you could see the similarity between this as well as this as well as this. So totally distinguished from previous one. So where is the Machilipatnam Kalamkari painting style primarily produced? Again, the Andhra Pradesh, as we mentioned already. What is the primary technique used in this particular style? Block printing, because 1, 2, 3, 4, you can repeat that blocks and you could make that. So this question is very important, which I have marked with a yellow. Block printing. Which historical ruler influenced and development of this particular style? Is Mughal and Golconda Sultanate. So sometime to connect with the historical period, they might ask a question like this. But which cultural influence shape the motive of thing? Persian art, because during the time of Mughal painting, which we will discuss over there, Persian art was a major influence on that. So indirectly, it is also influence on this one. What are the common motifs depicted in the Kalamkari design? Floral patterns, geometrical shape, and trees of the life. You already have seen over there how block printing, they have used this kind of geometric shape of flowers and all that. What is the primary use of this Kalamkari artwork? Basically textile like bed lines, tablecloths, scarves. These are that is where they use this particular kind of a style. Now, this is another distinguished style which everybody who knows a little bit about this art form can recognize. So you could see the monochromatic paintings, and the shapes are basically triangle and lines over there by which they have drawn these images of the man and women's. So this particular style is known as Varli painting, and I have formulated few questions. So they might show you the image and ask you, and they might ask a certain question also. So in which Indian state, they might give you a left and right where the painting name is there and the state is there. So you might have to match that kind of a thing. So that kind of question can come. So you need to remember the state of the painting. So it is a Maharashtra. Which tribe is associated with the Varli painting? Again, Varli tribe of Maharashtra is associated with this. That's why it's called Varli painting. What is the primary style of Varli painting? Simple and minimalist. You could see that circle, triangle, square over there. So the geometric shape is there, and you could use the simple and minimalistic. I mentioned over there the kind of, they can give you the answer in a different way, but this is the most important part. What material is used for the white pigment in Varli painting? It is a rice paste mixed with the water. Pay attention to various options given, only then sometime they might give you confusion and it becomes a problem. What theme does Varli painting typically depicts? Everyday life rituals of the Varli tribe. What material is commonly used as a base in a Varli painting? Cow dung treated walls, जहां पर ये लोग बनाते हैं अपना ये सब चीजें. What is the key characteristic that distinguish Varli painting from other Indian folk painting? The linear and monochromatic shade. That is the correct answer. What kind of paint brush is used in the Varli painting? The bamboo stick by which they make this. When did the Varli painting originated in India? It is the 10th century. So this kind of question can also. Now this name you need to remember. Patta Chitra painting, and this name which is mentioned over there called Raghu Rajpur. Remember the name of Raghurai? If you that a famous photographer, and if you could connect this name with that, it'll be easy. There it is a Rai. Here it is a Raghurajpur. It's a part of the Odisha style. Very, very important style of painting. So we will discuss that. Now you could see the vibrant colors and the kind of border it has. So if they will show you a painting like this and ask you which style it is, you should be able to. But you will become more confused when you see the other miniature style of painting. But here, the style of making these figures is totally different, and the kind of colors are there. You should be able to recognize that this is a Pattachitra from Odisha. So I have collected certain painting to give you a feel of this. This is also use the same style on the bottles. So this image is a very interesting image. So questions, in which state the Pattachitra primarily practiced? Odisha, as we mentioned. Very important question. Which village in Odisha is renowned as a heritage craft village for Pattachitra painting? So as I mentioned up there, Raghurajpur. Which community traditionally practiced Pattachitra painting in Odisha? Chitrakars. In Hindi, we use the word Chitrakar very often. Even if you listen to the Odia language, and if you do not understand that language, it is very close to Hindi also. Not exactly Hindi close to, but you could still figure it out what the people are talking about. So theme is a very important thing. What is the primary cultural inspiration for such kind of painting? Lord Jagannath, everybody knows there is Jagannath Rath Yatra is there. And Vaishnav sect. These are the primary subject. Which of the following is a popular theme in Odisha Pattachitra painting? Krishna Leelas is also popular theme over there. What natural material is used to prepare canvas for Odisha style of this painting? Tamarind seed paste and chalk powder. What natural source is used to create this yellow color in Odisha style of painting? This is called, I'll just enlarge this if I can. Okay. So Haritala stone, it look like this, haldi kind of a thing. Not exactly haldi, but it's a different thing. So they use this particular material to prepare that. How's the white color obtained in Pattachitra painting? From ground seashells. Is most Pattachitra painting most associated with the depiction of which deity? We already mentioned Lord Jagannath. What is the notable feature of these paintings? Intricate depiction of Hindu deities and mythological scenes. Which tool is traditionally used for creating intricate pattern of Odisha Pattachitra painting? Bamboo chakwa. On which surface the Pattachitra theme often painted? So cloth, palm leaves, wooden boxes, and tusar silk. You could see over here.
Pattachitra is also practiced in Bengal, I think, isn't it?
I don't think it is mainly the Odisha. They might have gone over there later on, but primarily it is Odisha which being credited over there.
Okay, sir.
Fard painting is this is a Fard is Pabuji ki Fard, we call it in Rajasthan, and this is a narrative way of showing it. And this particular painting is being preserved in some international place. So I have taken the image from there, but we will show you this. So now here you could see the distinguished style of Fard painting. It might look similar to that, but Pattachitra. But here you see the color style of Pattachitra and you see the color style of this. The vibrancy of that color, which was there in Odisha style, is missing over here. Here it is more of a darkish kind of a colors. Though variety of colors are there, but more darkish. There it is a vibrant color. So vibrancy is missing in the Pattachitra that way. Oh, sorry, in the Fard painting of the Rajasthan. I'll show you some other paintings also. You could see this kind of images, and also faces also you could figure it out. It is a Rajasthan. So this community called Bhopa community Bhopa, Bhopi is people who narrate these stories and all that, and this is called fur painting. So traditionally, who traditionally create fur painting? Basically, Bhopa community in the Rajasthan, Bhopa and Bhopi community in the Rajasthan. What is the primary material for fur painting? Hand woven coarse cotton cloth is being used to, because it is a scroll kind of a thing, so easily you could roll that. What stories do fur painting typically depict? Very important. This is Pabuji, as I said, this is a local hero, and stories of Hindu god Pabuji and local heroes are being narrated through fur painting. What is the cloth prepared for this fur painting? Stiffened with starch, dried and rubbed with the moonstone. So these are some questions. Fur can be asked also, is a very, very popular style of that particular. Now there comes Thangka painting, in which you could see that Buddha is being portrayed very often. A very typical, interesting style you can easily recognize. You could see these paintings and you can feel that this is. So Thangka painting, the original cultural origin is basically Tibet Buddhist tradition, from where this particular style is being, and some part of the northeast also it is being practiced. So primarily, but it come from Tibetan Buddhist tradition. What do Thangka painting typically depicts? The Buddhist deities, mandalas, and significant event related to Buddha. What material are used by Tanka painting? Cotton or silk with natural dye and gold leaf. What is the purpose of this Tanka painting? Tool to depict Buddha and his teaching. Now, this image which I picked up from somewhere, the state and folk art. So, Sikkim, again, because it is a similar, as I said, the northeast areas, particularly, these paintings are being practiced in Sikkim also. Bihar Madhubani we have already discussed. Gujarat we will discuss later on, Pithora. Odisha Patachitra we have already mentioned. Andhra Pradesh Kalamkari we have already mentioned. Maharashtra we have covered. Kerala we will cover a little bit. Tamil Nadu Tanjore painting. Kalighat, Western Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, Gond painting. So these are the various regions in which these kind of paintings are being practiced. I have could not find the time to include each and everything, but I have collected many painting, particularly from the 11th and 12th or 10th, 9th standard book, where the miniature painting of Mughal period is being depicted. I picked up certain questions from there because they believe the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th history everybody goes through. 9th, 10th at least they go through. And I picked up those paintings. We will discuss soon over there. Mughal miniature, quickly here I have mentioned certain thing, but more detailed I will mention separately. One separate next this word file is dedicated only to the miniature. So during which period Mughal miniature painting were got developed? 1527 to 1857. They can ask these kind of numerical values question also year wise. So you need to remember the range, Mughal period basically. So this is also a question of history, general knowledge. What is defined feature of the Mughal miniature painting? Everybody knows they are the small size and intricate details. Very, very fine details are there. It's really surprising when I saw them first time, how these people made such a refined faces and details over there. And size is normally less than 25 square inch. Okay, Pichwai painting also very, very important. Look at the intricate details over here. This is another style of painting. You could see these lotus flowers, and Radha Krishna is a major theme of this particular style. You could also see over here again. Again, I will repeat the word called Pichwai painting. Pichwai. They can give you this image and ask you which painting style it is. So remember at least this particular style. You could see some other images. I have found some high resolution images on the net. You could see the similarities over there going till here. Again, mainly the Radha Krishna is the theme over here. Again, it's not a similar, but it's a more or less similar kind of style. Govardhan, lifting the Govardhan Parvat is a very popular image from that same style. Now this is the detailed version, and then you see this kind of flowers, lotus flower, and these animals are being very, very crafted image. So both are from the same style, but little difference is there. So these are the various images. So, Pichwai painting primarily practiced in which part? It is Rajasthan, and Nathwada is the place where this kind of style is being used. What is the main theme of painting? As you would have already seen, basically the Radha Krishna's life, Lord Krishna's life. Typically display the Hindu temples of the Pushti Marg tradition. This is a little difficult to understand, but you need to remember because this is exam, so you can't help it. So what type of brush is used? A natural brush made from the animal hair or a cotton thread. Rajput painting, again, a very simple question I have formulated. Where did the Rajput painting originated? Obviously, Rajasthan and Gujarat, very close to. Where did Rajput painting begins to develop? Late 16th century. Sometimes these kind of questions are difficult to remember, but that's the way it is. What is the key influence on Rajput painting? Primarily the Mughal art, because Mughal art has survived for more than 100 years. So that tradition got influencing various other art form in India. So what do Rajput painting typically depicts? Hindu deities and courtly life. Gaunt painting is another style. I could not collect some images, but in other section you will find many images. Which tribal community practices Gaunt painting? Is basically Gaunt tribe. What is the major inspiration for Gaunt tribe? It's a natural kind of scene you get to see. What material are used to create Gaunt paintings? Basically charcoal, colored dirt, plant sap, leaves, and cow dung. Where is the Gaunt painting typically created? On walls. Kangra painting again is a very particular style of the Himachal Pradesh. They might ask you the region. I have prepared some more questions on the Kangra also, but you need to remember the Kangra is also part of the Himachal. What colors are typically used? Soft pastel kind of a colors. What is the reoccurring theme of Kangra painting? Love between men and women. What medium is used for Kangra painting? Watercolor on paper or cloth. Tanjore painting is another style of painting. Simple three questions. What is the unique feature of Tanjore painting? Embossed areas elevated from the surface. Where did the Tanjore painting originated? Again, Tamil Nadu. This is a very important. Please mark it carefully. They will ask you the state. They can easily ask where exactly this particular thing. Again, the theme, Hindu deities, is the theme of Tanjore painting. Material used is basically on the wood. Mysore painting, where is the Mysore painting originated? Everybody knows where the state is, Karnataka. What is the purpose of this painting? Inspire devotion and humanity. What material are used in this thing? Natural dye and pigment on paper. What do Mysore painting typically depict? Hindu deities. Pabua, sorry. Uh, what is the primary cultural influence on Pabua painting? Again, the Buddhist tradition. Where or practice Nepal and some part of India, but mainly the Nepal. What do Papua painting depicts? The Buddhism, basically stories related to that. What material are being used by this? Cotton or silk with natural dye and gold leaf. Kalighat painting is again you need to remember West Bengal, particularly Kolkata, they have mentioned over there, but it mainly many parts of the West Bengal they use this style of painting. What is the characteristic of Kalighat painting? Simple and naive kind of themes are being used. What materials are used in this thing? Indigenous ingredient like turmeric and others. What theme are depicted in Kalighat painting? The Hindu deities, mythological scene, and social events. What natural ingredient is used? Soot from oil lamps. Chitrakathi painting. Again, these are just quick one question I have used over there. Traditional medium. Which traditional art form is used as a storytelling medium with painted visuals? Chitrakathi. Icon painting, again, which painting style is primarily a floor art from Uttarakhand? Cheryl painting, which of these art form is known for the narrative scrolls? Which of the primarily material used in the Cheryl scroll painting? It is again the scroll paper and fabric. Basholi painting is which of the following is a miniature painting traditional influenced by, as I said, that Mughal tradition has influenced a lot. So this is the particular style which we have, which is being influenced by that. Pithora painting also, which tribal community? It's a very, very important market. It is called Bhil, is the community of Pithora painting. Bath painting is used for fabric designs. So now comes the Kishangarh style. This is a very, very important. I have picked up some text also. Let me read it. There is a theme called Bani Thani theme, which is not being mentioned over here, but when I will go to another page, I will discuss this Kishangarh style, and are renowned for their elongated faces, often with receding forehead, sharply defined noses and chins, and deeply. So I'll just show you over there in the another one. Mainly the Radha Krishna is the theme over there. There's a one particular style over there called Bani Thani icon, because it was patronized by Raja Samant Singh, visualizing himself as Krishna, and a singer poetess name called Bani, his women lover, as Radha. So this led to the creation of iconic Bani Thani painting. So I'll show you those images and you should be able to recognize. So this is part 1, 2, and we go to the part 2. Now this I have found roughly around 70-80 questions on the miniature painting, name of the artist, and particular books where what kind of paintings are being used over here. So miniature painting was the Mughal emperor primarily responsible for establishing the atelier that advanced the miniature painting. So it started with a Humayun, and there's a book called Hamza Nama, which is, I'll read out this thing. Please listen to me carefully. The Mughal emperor primarily responsible for establishing the atelier that advanced miniature painting was Humayun. Although the bulk of the work on the Hamza Nama, a major illustrated manuscript, was completed during his son Akbar's regime, Humayun initiated the project and bought Persian artists. Very important two name. तोते की तरह ये दो नाम रट लो. Very often there will be some question, because these are the two artists who introduced this art form, Persian art form, to Indian artists. So Mir Sayyid Ali and Abdul Samad. These are the two names which trained many people in India, this miniature art form. So Persian influence basically through Humayun. So which artists were invited by Humayun to introduce Persian influence into the Mughal miniature painting? Mir Sayyid and Samad. Samad, if you remember, that will be easy. Sometime full name you cannot remember. What was the primary medium used for Mughal miniature painting? Watercolor on paper. There's a particular question also. The three of the main treatises of that part remained survived. One of them is in Calcutta Museum, based in Calcutta. So we'll mention those question also. So primary medium is watercolor on paper. Which Mughal emperor reign saw the peak of naturalistic and detailed miniature painting? It was Jahangir. Remember the term naturalistic, which means flowers, birds, and all that, those kind of thing got in which period? It was Jahangir. What is the common theme depicted in Mughal miniature painting? Primarily the court scenes and royal portraits are being shown in the Mughal miniature painting. Mughal miniature painting style incorporated European influences such as perspective and shading. When exactly it happened? It was the Jahangir's period, where you could see those depth over there. These element of European influence was there. There's a lot of difference if you observe various period of the painting. It take a lot of time to do that, but I have not included those images. But anything, whatever we are doing now is not from the knowledge point of view. Remember it. It is from the examination point of view. What can be asked in the examination? That is the primary concern of me talking about here in this class. So Jahangir period incorporated these European influences. Who was a renowned Mughal artist known for his detailed animal and bird. Comma, inverted comma, underline, italics, This question can be asked. Ustad Mansoor was a all these people, all the four names which I mentioned over there are big names of that period. But it was Ustad Mansoor who introduced the animals and bird. One particular image I will show you below also, which is made by him. Which Mughal manuscript is known for its vivid illustration and fables and story is called Tutiyanama. I have collected this text for you people. Please listen to me carefully. This can be asked. It's a very famous book of that period. Mughal manuscript known for its vivid illustration of fables and stories is the Tutiyanama, the Tales of Parrot. It featured 250 miniature painting and was commissioned by the Mughal Emperor Akbar in the 5050s. Tutiyanama is a collection of 52 stories in Persian, originally derived from Sanskrit anthology, and the illustration offer a glimpse into the 14th century Indian society. So this book can be asked because it has 250 miniature painting over there. There are other books which also has the miniature painting, but this is the most popular one. And what exactly these parrot will tell the story, I have not gone into that because that is not relevant as of today. Otherwise, it is important. What technique was used to add fine detail in Mughal miniature painting? Squircle hairbrush was used to add these minute detailing. Which cultural influence signifies shaped early Mughal miniature painting? As I mentioned over there, Persian art was the major influence on the miniature painting. These two artists who came over here and introduced the art form to India. So, Naqash Khana in Mughal miniature painting, what is the role of this particular thing? It was an imperial atelier for artists where people were taught how the miniature painting were supposed to be made and how the material need to be made and all that kind of a thing. Now, this celebrated biography of Shah Jahan called Patshanama also has various miniature painting illustration. This can be asked what exactly this Patshanama is all about. So, this is a biography of Shah Jahan, where the miniature painting are also being used. Which Mughal manuscript is considered as a masterpiece for its lavish illustration under Shah Jahan? They have mentioned over here now. Okay, so it is the same book which I just mentioned. These are various other names like Akbarnama, Patshanama, Babri, and Hamzanama. So these are the four major texts from that period. So you need to remember very carefully what is connected with what. Now, this is another important question. Who is considered the father of the Persian painting? It's called Bizad. Is considered the father of the Persian art form. They can ask this question also. Which Mughal emperor encouraged the depiction of flora and fauna in miniature, reflecting his interest in nature? Again, the Jahangir, because it's very confusing that you might get confused with these four people. So remember, it was Jahangir. Which manuscript illustrated under Akbar contains stories of legendary hero? This Hamzanama is a book where I'll just collected these text also for you to understand what exactly this Hamzanama is. So the Mughal manuscript that contains stories of legendary hero illustrated under the patronage of Emperor Akbar is called Hamzanama, also known as the Dastane Amir Hamza. That is the name of the character. Manuscript tells the epic adventure of Amir Hamza, the uncle of Prophet Muhammad. Hamzanama, a Mughal miniature. Just a moment. Yes. Hamzanama, a Mughal miniature manuscript commissioned by Emperor Akbar, originally contained 1,400 paintings. These paintings were exceptionally large, each measuring approximately 27 into 20 inch, and painted on cloth. The manuscript was bound into 14 volumes. 14 वॉल्यूम के अंदर ये पूरा का पूरा एक किताब का नाम नहीं है, ये ध्यान रखना. Which text translated under Akbar was illustrated with vibrant Mughal miniature? It was a Mahabharata's stories were also used over there when they wanted to translate some of the for the miniature painting. Which region's painting style influenced Mughal miniature through vibrant color and narrative scene? Deccan. Deccan style has this influence. Which Mughal miniature painting depict Akbar emperor inspecting the construction of Fatehpur Sikri? Now I have collected certain particular name of painting which they can ask you what is connected with what. So it might look little difficult for you, but call it whatever. This is the way it is. Which Mughal miniature painting depicts Emperor Akbar inspecting the construction of Fatehpur Sikri? It is Akbarnama. It is used over there. Not so many, but very, very distinguished question I have collected. Which Mughal miniature painting attributed to Baswan shows Akbar victory at Gujarat? It is Akbarnama battle illustration. This question is a very, very important. I have marked it yellow. Which famous miniature by Ustad Mansoor depicts a dodo bird showcasing Mughal naturalistic art? It is called Jahangirnama fauna portrait. You could see these birds over there. If you look at the large image, it's very easily available on the internet. So this is an important question on the Mansoor. Which Mughal miniature illustrate the birth of Prince Salim, later called Jahangir? In the Akbarnama, it's a painting called Rejoicing on the birth of Prince Keshav Kalan is the artist name I have mentioned over there. It should be separately marked. Okay, this painting is not be able to show, but if I refresh this, it'll go haywire. So let me just, you can figure it out later on once I'll make a PDF file. Hopefully it should show there. Which iconic Patshanama miniature depicts Shah Jahan receiving his three sons? So that is called Darbar of Shah Jahan by Vichitra. Vichitra was another painter of that time. Now this, let me just, can I refresh this once again? Let me take a risk. Because watching these images, yeah, okay. Now it has come. Okay, so this we have already seen. This one we are going to watch. Just give me a moment. Okay. Which Mughal miniature illustrate the birth of Prince Salim in the Akbarnama, rejoicing on the birth of Prince? Keshav Kalan is the name of the artist. You could see this image over here. These people are celebrating, and when you see the large one, you can recognize easily. Which iconic Padshanama miniature depicts Shah Jahan receiving his three sons? It's called Darbar of Shah Jahan by Vichit. I could not add the paintings over here. Normally, it is Mahabharata into Persian known as Ramzanama, the Book of War. It is also called the book of the translation of that Razmanama is called the Book of War. There is a one somebody from India who has collected the Indian version in the Indian edition of that. I wanted to put that thing image over here. Somehow I have forgotten. Which Mughal miniature by Vichitra shows Jahangir preferring a Sufi sheikh over kings? So this is the image you could see, and it is again in a Jahangirnama. So they will not mention this thing, because if they mention Jahangirnama over here, as it is mentioned over there Jahangir, it means it must be Jahangirnama. But they will not put that thing over there. They will ask the question in a little different manner. Otherwise, you will be able to recognize. Now, which Jahangirnama miniature by Abul Hassan depicts Jahangir shooting an arrow at poverty? Now, this image is a little weird image, that how this poverty is being made over there and is shooting an image. But this is again, as I said, that allegory of justice is the name of the painting, and these six images which I mentioned over there is called Krishna lifting Mount Govardhan by Miskin. Miskin was an artist, so you could see this image very carefully. These six images which I'm going to show, they can show you this image over there and ask who is the painter of this from the miniature style. So Krishna lifting, this is in 10th, 9th standard. They have used this in the NCERT books. So I have categorically mentioned these six images separately. Krishna lifting Mount Govardhan by Miskin. Babar crossing the Son River Jagannath. Jagannath is the name of the painter. They can ask you the name of the painting and ask you who is the painter. So Jagannath is the painter of this one. Then Jahangir holding the picture of Madonna. Again, Abul Hassan is the name of the painter. And Falcon on Bird Rest, Ustad Mansoor is a well-known painting. Again, equally important painting is called Kabir and Redas by Ustad Fakhruddin Khan, again made during the time of Shahjahan period. Marriage procession of Dara Shikwa by Haji Madni. आप लोग अपना साउंड को ऑफ करके रखिएगा। साउंड को किसी को भी जरूरत नहीं है साउंड ऑन करने की। आपको अगर कुछ कहना है तो चैट में बोलिए, वैसे मत बोलिए। ओके, इफ समबडी हैज टू से समथिंग मेंशन इन द चैट, डोंट स्विच ऑन द स्पीकर, इट डिस्टर्ब्स। Marriage procession of Dara Shikwa by Haji Madni. You could see the detailed painting of this one. This is also another well-known painting during the time of miniature. There are more than, as I mentioned over there, 1400 or 1500, but I have selected the one which are very, very popular and mentioned into the textbook of NCERT with the images. Now coming to the this covers mainly that, but again we will discuss some more painting later on. So म्यूरल पेंटिंग्स के ऊपर कुछ एमसीक्यू हैं, ये आपको याद करने पड़ेंगे बहुत ढंग से कल जो है बैठ के, क्योंकि ये आपको कनेक्ट करना पड़ेगा कौन सी केव्स के अंदर क्या क्या है। दीज आर लिटिल डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द पेंटिंग सेक्शन, सो काइंडली पे अटेंशन। What defines a mural painting in the context of Indian art? A painting applied directly on wall or ceiling. Which of the following caves is renowned for its early mural painting depicting Jatak tales? It is called Ajanta Caves. Which temple in Andhra Pradesh is famous for its 16th century Vijayanagar mural painting? It is called Lipakshi Temple. Mural paintings of Ellora caves primarily depict themes related to which religion? Buddhist, Jainism, and Hinduism. This is Satna Vasal caves mural in Tamil Nadu are primarily associated with which religion? It is Jainism. Now, these things are, as I said, tomorrow morning you have to, when you get this PDF file, mark it, write it down, practice it, because if these kind of questions would come, it will be difficult to remember. So very important that tomorrow this particular section you do the revision and other names also. Those people who are being preparing sincerely, the day they have put up over there the sample paper, they don't need to do that much of hard work. But those who are not bothered about it, they need to become bothered now, otherwise it will be difficult. Which of the following is the key feature of Ajanta cave mural painting? Depiction of Jatak tales and Buddhist theme. Which caves mural painting are noted for their influence from Ajanta and depict materialistic theme? It is Bagh caves. Which painting technique was commonly used in Ajanta cave murals? It's called fresco painting. Mural painting in Lipakshi temple are primarily inspired by which epic? Ramayana and Mahabharata. Which historical period associated with the mural painting in Badami cave temple? It called Chalukya period. Which mural painting of Pala school founded in Nalanda and Vikramashila primarily depict theme from which religion? It is Buddhism. The mural paintings in the cave 15, particularly this question of Ellora, depict which deity prominently? It is Lord Vishnu. Which artist painted the mural medieval saint at Shantiniketan depicting the figure like Kabir and Tulsidas? Vinod Bihari Mukherjee. He is a very, very important name. Few more questions are being connected with it. And those who are aware that Satyajit Ray made a documentary on him, The Inner Eye, a very important artist of that time. Mural paintings of Arma Mali caves in Tamil Nadu are primarily associated with which religion? Again, Jainism. So sometimes you see Jainism, sometimes you see Buddhism, sometimes you see something else. So you have to remember which thing is connected with. Now, few more questions I have formulated on the miniature painting. Again, I have not used the images, but the name of the painting are important sometime. Which school of the painting considered the pioneer in the miniature painting? Again, Pala school is considered as the pioneer in terms of miniature painting. During which Mughal period reign did the Tutiyanama, a compilation of 52 stories, flourish? It was Akbar. Which Rajasthani school of painting is known for its depiction of Radha Krishna, particularly the Bani Thani style? मैंने पहले थोड़ी देर पहले बताया था कि you need to remember this particular style. There are some images also I will show you. It is called Krishnagad school, in which this particular style was flourished. Which Mughal artist is famous for painting the turkey cock in a naturalistic style? Ustad Mansoor. I have shown you that image. Again, I am showing it over here also. ये दोबारा देख लो इस पेंटिंग को एक बार. ये क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है. दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, टर्की कॉक जो है बड़ा बहुत फेमस पेंटिंग है उस जमाने का, उस्ताद मंसूर का, और ये इमेज है. ध्यान से देख लो, याद कर लो. डेक्कनी स्कूल ऑफ ये जो क्वेश्चंस मैंने यहाँ कंपाइल किए हुए हैं, ये क्वेश्चन आई टुक ए हेल्प ऑफ ए टीचर हु इज टीचिंग द पेंटिंग इन कॉलेज ऑफ फाइन आर्ट्स. Okay, so this is these questions I have not prepared. I have requested him to take some pain for a half a day and prepare this list of the questions, because he has been teaching the painting. So it is not my understanding, it is the understanding of an expert from the field of painting. So the Deccani school, of some of these you find difficult to remember, but you need to, because that's how the examination works, whether it is difficult or simple. If you know it, it is easy. If you don't know it, it is difficult. The Deccani school of miniature painting is considered an offshoot of which school? It is Mughal school. Which Mewar school painted the, now this is again an important question, Ragmala series around 1628. It was Saibuddin was the name of the artist who made this. This series was commissioned by Maharana Jagat Singh. Which region is associated with the development of Pahadi school of miniature painting? Again, this area is falls in the Kashmir and adjoining hill of the Punjab and Uttar Pradesh. So this is called, which we call it as a Pahadi school of painting. Which school of painting is known for its Panchatantra illustration? It was Marwar school. Which of the following is a notable feature of Krishnagad school painting? It is Radha Krishna love stories, as we have already mentioned. Which Rajasthani school of painting developed under the patronage of Rao Suraj Singh? It was Bundeli, basically. Bundeli school. L is missing from here. Which Rajasthani school of Bundi? Sorry, no, not Bundeli. It is Bundi. Bundi is a different place. Bundeli is a different thing. Sorry, my mistake. So Bundi school, which Rajasthani school of painting is known for its blend of Mughal and Deccani elements? Bundi school. Which of the following theme is prominently featured is Kangra school painting? It is Krishna Raslila. Again, this is a very, very important part which we have already mentioned. Which artist duo supervised the creation of Tutiyanama, which we had the stories of those parrot stories during the time of Akbar? It was Mir Sayyid Ali and Abdus Samad. These are the two very, very important artists of that period who supervised the illustration of Tutiyanama. Okay, few more other questions related to the painting. Which movement is considered the starting point of modern Indian painting in the 19th century? It was a Bengal school. Which artist is known for mastering the Western oil painting technique while depicting the Indian mythological theme? It is Raja Ravi Verma, down south. Everybody knows it. Who painted the Bharat Mata? This question also came in the FTI entrance exam this particular year. It was Rabindranath Tagore. If it has come over there, it does not mean it will not come here. Remember, because nobody knows, the SRFTI people do not know what was asked in the FTI question paper. So it can be again asked. Repetition can happen. So remember it. Which artist is known for the painting women seated, blending Western and Indian style? अमृता शेरगिल का पेंटिंग है ये. पहले इमेज मैंने वहां पर शायद दिखाया कि नहीं दिखाया आपको. It is an image of it's a painting by Amrita Shergill. Amrita Shergill का ब्राइड्स टॉयलेट सिनेमाटोग्राफी के कोर्स के अंदर एफटीआई एंट्रेंस एग्जाम में 3-4 साल पहले पूछा जा चुका है, तो दोबारा भी पूछा जा सकता है, ऐसा नहीं है। जैसे इस बार जो है गूगल के कलर स्कीम को लेके एफटीआई के एंट्रेंस एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आ गया था, वही क्वेश्चन पहले भी पूछा जा चुका है। विच एंशियंट इंडियन painting inspired the Bengal School of Art? Ajanta painting inspired that particular school. Which artist is associated with work inspired by Santala tribal art? Ram Kinkar Badge, as I have mentioned in my FTI, the 3-hour class, is a very, very important sculptor from that period. And Yaksh and Yakshini outside the Reserve Bank of India, two big sculptures are by Ram Kinkar Badge. Which painting technique was introduced by British influence during the colonial period? Oil painting, as Raja Ravi Varma's work you have already seen. Who painted Draupadi in the court, a famous work depicting a Mahabharata scene? It is Raja Ravi Varma. This is how the painting look like. They can ask you this question. It's a very popular image. Which artist, a pioneer of modern Indian art, created the mural Medieval Saint at Shantiniketan? Again, Vinod Bihari Mukherjee. He was not completely blind, but you can call him kind of, he has a problem in the eyes and all that. So not completely blind man, but a blind man cannot portray anything, but he has a lot of problem in viewing. Which medium was predominantly used by Gemini Roy in his painting? A very, very important thing. Tampra मार्क कर लो, क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है, ये स्टाइल जो है उसका क्या था। कुछ पेंटिंग भी आपको पता होनी चाहिए। जेमिनी रॉय की पेंटिंग का एक अलग स्टाइल है, दूर से पता लग जाता है। हो सकता है कोई जेमिनी रॉय की पेंटिंग वो दे दें, तो थोड़ा कल जाके गूगल में ढूंढ डांड लेना कैसे देखने में लगती हैं, वो पूछ सकते हैं। दिस पर्टिकुलर पेंटिंग इज बाय विच आर्टिस्ट, सो यू शुड बी एबल टू इमीडिएटली मेंशन इट इज द जेमिनी रॉय। उसका एक अलग से स्टाइल है पूरा का पूरा, देखते ही पता लग जाता है। जैसे मंजीत बावा की पेंटिंग देखते ही पता लग जाती है, ऐसे जेमिनी रॉय की पेंटिंग भी देखने से पता लग जाती है। ही हैज डेवलप्ड हिज ओन स्टाइल. So what exactly this tampra is? Painting medium made by mixing pigments with water soluble binder, traditionally egg yolk, a synthetic substitute. So this question can be asked. Which of the following artists is not known for expertise in painting? अब ये क्या कराया इन लोगों ने, 3 पेंटर नाम दे दिए, एक उठा के वहां पे थिएटर आर्टिस्ट डाल दिया। अभी तनवीर थिएटर का आदमी है, हर एक को पता है, लास्ट ईयर आगरा बाजार क्वेश्चन आया था उसका। विच आर्टिस्ट वॉज ए की फिगर? इस टाइप से क्वेश्चन बनाए जा सकते हैं, उसमें 3 पेंटर डाल दिए, एक थिएटर आर्टिस्ट डाल दिया, 3 थिएटर आर्टिस्ट डाल दिए, एक पेंटर डाल दिया। जिसको पता होगा 2 सेकंड लगाएगा उसको पकड़ने में। विच आर्टिस्ट वॉज ए की फिगर फाउंडिंग द बंगाल स्कूल? अगेन ये रिपीट हो गया है क्वेश्चन, रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर। विच आर्टिस्ट वर्क इन फीचर्ड इन सत्य, जो मैंने आपको पहले बताया, इनर आई जो डॉक्यूमेंट्री, ये क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है दोबारा, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है विनोद बिहारी मुखर्जी के ऊपर, और रे का डॉक्यूमेंट्री है तो इसलिए और ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है। कोई और इधर उधर का आदमी बनाता तो शायद ना भी पूछते, बट रे ने बनाया है, इसलिए ये क्वेश्चन कई बार एफटीआई एंट्रेंस एग्जाम में पूछा जा चुका है। कई बार मतलब कई बार। Which artist is known for combining Kalighat style with a tribal art element? Gemini Roy is the answer. Which of the following is a characteristic of Raja Ravi Verma's painting? Realistic depiction of mythological scene is the correct answer. प्री हिस्टोरिक पेंटिंग एंड केव पेंटिंग पे भी कुछ और क्वेश्चंस भी हैं थोड़े से, इनको ये याद करना पड़ेगा कल सुबह उठ के जाग के। अगर अभी तक आपने याद नहीं किया है तो अब जाग जाओ, अभी भी एक दिन पड़ा हुआ है। दिस वाज अ गुड आइडिया टू डू दिस क्लास डे बिफोर, though I am in Bombay, but nobody is bothered whether I'm sitting in Delhi or Bombay. So I decided to cut down my time to do this. Otherwise, I would have been doing it tomorrow. Only for your benefit. Otherwise, my time is now getting used up for this today's evening for among these 5 days. So anyway, back to which site in India is renowned for oldest non-prehistoric rock art dating back to the approximately 10,000 year is Bimbateka Rock Shelter. Discover the who discovered the, now this is a difficult question, but I have kept it this question earlier. I do not want it to. Sometimes some crazy person picked up some big weird names, and so you should know it. That's why these 2 names are being mentioned. And Mirzapur ke andar jo hai, you have to remember these names. Who discovered them? Most famous cave in Bagh complex known for his exquisite mural painting is called Rang Mahal. What is a unique characteristic of the Badami murals that distinguish them from Ajanta murals? They use the gold leaf for decoration. Cave 3 in Badami, known for its intricate carving and murals, is dedicated to which deity? Vishnu. Ajanta caves painting primarily depict scenes from the life of which figure? Buddha. Now, if you don't know, then you get confused. So please, tomorrow morning, try to connect, write down on a piece of paper, Ajanta caves, Buddha, this, that. Kanari caves, known for the Buddhist sculpture and painting, are located in which city? In Bombay. Those people who are here, they can go and watch it. Elephanta cave primarily contain rock art, sculpture and painting dedicated to which sect? Vaishnav. Shiva. The Elephanta cave primarily contain rock art, sculpture and painting dedicated to Shiva Hindu sect, specifically focus on the Lord Shiva. The caves feature numerous depiction of Shiva in various forms and related mythology. Again, a very important question. Which UNESCO World Site in Madhya Pradesh is famous for its Mesolithic rock painting? It is again Bhimbetka रॉक शेल्टर, जो अभी अब थोड़ी देर पहले हमने बताया है, बट वहां पर स्टेट नहीं कनेक्ट हो रही थी, तो अब आपको स्टेट कनेक्ट हो गई. दीज वेयर एग्जैक्टली दीज लोकेटेड इन द मध्य प्रदेश. Painting of Ajanta caves are renowned for their depiction of which Buddhist narratives? Again, Jatak tales are connected with that. Which of the following is incorrectly matched with its associated painting style of the region? Kalamgari is not connected with Kerala. Everybody knows that. So rest of the things are correct. Which place in Rajasthan famous for its terracotta craft resembling prehistoric artistic tradition? It is Mulela. That is a strange name, but you need to remember. Bagh caves in Madhya Pradesh are an extension of which famous cave painting tradition? It is a Ajanta caves. Which bodhisattva is depicted as one of the, again a difficult question. Mark it, my dear friends. Which bodhisattva is depicted in one of the most famous painting of cave 1 at Ajanta? It is not Manjushri. Manjushri was a very famous disciple of Buddha. Padmapani, Vajrapani, Maitreya. Maitreya was also popular. It is basically the Padmapani. The prehistoric painting of Bhimbetka provide evidence of which lifestyle? Hunting and gathering. Which dynasty is associated the construction and patronage of Badami paint caves? It is Cholya dynasty. They might ask question of history, but again connected with the painting style. So I kept this question, though it is connected with the general knowledge. I'm not interested in that, but since it is connected with the general knowledge of painting, so I kept it here. Which cave complex known as for its fresco was influenced by Venkata dynasty? It is Ajanta caves. A very difficult question, but since it is connected with Ajanta, so you need to remember. थोड़ा folk painting के ऊपर कुछ और क्वेश्चन है थोड़े से. Which natural material is used for Varli painting? Again, those who understand geru brown color का जो material होता है, it is used that. Which painting style is incorrectly over here? So Guler painting कर्नाटका से नहीं है, हिमाचल से है. हिमाचल इसका करेक्ट आंसर होना चाहिए. रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स आर करेक्ट. फड़का राजस्थान से कनेक्टेड है. सोरा पेंटिंग का उड़ीसा. बाग पेंटिंग मध्य प्रदेश. गुलेर पेंटिंग इज रॉन्ग. Which of the following folk painting is not associated with उत्तर प्रदेश? ये थोड़ा सा देखना पड़ेगा आपको. आईपान, सांझी, मधुबनी एंड मिनिएचर आर्ट. मधुबनी नहीं कनेक्टेड है. मिनिएचर राजस्थान में भी हुआ है, उत्तर प्रदेश में हुआ है, अलग जगह हुआ है. ये पर्टिकुलर स्टाइल जो मैंने पहले बोला था आपको, बानी थानी स्टाइल जो है किशनगढ़ पेंटिंग के अंदर, पूछा जा सकता है. इसको मोनालिसा ऑफ इंडिया भी बोला जाता है. नॉट एग्जैक्टली दिस, बट दिस पर्टिकुलर स्टाइल, क्योंकि दे आर सो ब्यूटीफुली पेंटेड ओवर देयर, वेरी वेरी क्राफ्टेड, वेरी वेरी डिटेल्ड. इफ यू सी दीज इमेजेस हाई रेजोल्यूशन, यू वुड बी रियली सरप्राइज्ड. निहाल चंद नाम के आदमी ने काफी पेंटिंग किया है उस टाइम में, तो दे कैन आस्क द हु मेड दीज पेंटिंग. सो रिमेंबर दिस निहाल चंद नेम. सांझी आर्ट में आप थोड़ा ध्यान से देखेंगे, यहाँ पर मोनोक्रोमेटिक टाइप का वो है. सो इन द श्रद्धा पक्ष, द गर्ल मेक्स सांझी ऑन द वॉल्स ऑफ द हाउस. सांझी आर्ट इज कंसिडर्ड एज a symbol of goddess Parvati. The origin of this art is believed to be from the Vrindavan of Uttar Pradesh. तो ये क्योंकि यूपी से कनेक्टेड है तो यहाँ पे डाल दिया है मैंने. Patwari ka bhi again a place worshipped in the form of path protector in the village on which different type of pictures are made. This is a type of folk painting. In which Indian state दाबू पेंटिंग ए मड रेजिस्ट टेक्निक ऑन क्लॉथ पूछा जा सकता है. ये राजस्थान के अंदर प्रैक्टिस होता है. इसके ऊपर थोड़े थोड़े से पॉइंट भी मैंने नोट किए हुए हैं. कि दाबू पेंटिंग इज ए हैंड ब्लॉक प्रिंटिंग टेक्निक that is practiced in the land of Rajasthan. Dabu painting is a variation of mud resistant printing whose origin can be traced into 675 AD. At present, it is acknowledged in the village of Akola in the Chittorgarh district of Rajasthan. This style of printing is grouped with other traditional Rajasthani handicraft like Sangeri and Bangu. Which composition is associated with Mewar style of painting? Again, this link I have given over there because there are many such kind of images and questions are there. So, Geet Govind is the correct answer. Which folk painting style prominently feature birds and animal as a key subject? बूंदी स्टाइल. बूंदी स्टाइल का जो है ये थोड़ा डिटेल भी इसके अंदर है, मैं पढ़ देता हूं आपको. Is an important school of Rajasthan's style of painting, miniature painting. It lasted from the 17th to 19th century. So you can imagine 200 years is a long period. The school of painting is focused on hunting, festivals, life of noble animals, birds, lovers, seen from the Lord Krishna's life. The school has a close association with the Mughal style. As I said, the 200 is a long period. So naturally, Mughal period was also a long period. Chitrashala, which is also known as the Umaid Mahal, is a part of Garh Palace. It was built in the 18th century and forms a set of rooms on an elevated podium above the garden courtyard. The wall ceiling of this palace are commonly covered with the painting of the Bundi school, which are still in the very much good condition. One of the earliest examples is the Chunar Rang Mahal painted in the 5061. Now again, I don't have the images. तो एक छोटा छोटा थोड़ा सा याद करने के लिए एक टेबल मैंने काट काट के लगा दिया आप लोगों को, जिससे आपको याद रहे. नाथवाड़ style, it is a flourished Nathwada town of Rajasthan district of Rajsamand district of Rajasthan. It is a sub style of Mewar painting. It was an important school during the 17th and 18th century in miniature painting. Among the style, Pichwadi painting जो हमने पहले वहां पे आपको दिखाई थी, are the most popular one. So connection of the Pichwadi painting with the Nathwada town, Nathwada style is connected with each other. Kishangarh का भी हमने आपको बता दिया. Very, very important thing, the way these women are made from the style, very, very artistic in terms of long nose, very sharp nose. All those things are being mentioned over there. Bikaner style ka, this was developed during the 17th century in Bikaner district, of course. Rajput painting की category में आता है ये. Kishangarh painting का मैंने भी आपको बताया कि now this image you can imagine somebody painted just very, very clearly Mona Lisa into Rajasthani style. It's a kind of caricature, but to depict that style and why it is called Mona Lisa, I have picked up this particular image where these things, arched eyebrow, lotus-shaped eye, a sharp nose, and a tranquil demeanor is the key factor. Some of the other images I have also collected from there. So you could see this again. Remember the name. किशनगढ़ पेंटिंग स्टाइल पूछा जा सकता है, उठा के ये इमेज डाल देंगे वहां पर और आपसे पूछा जाएगा ये कौन से स्टाइल से है. तो किशनगढ़ इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्टाइल. यू कुड सी दैट इमेजेस, वेरी वेरी शार्प इमेजेस, मोर लेस पोर्ट्रेट काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग, प्रोफाइल पोर्ट्रेट. दिस इज अगेन द सेम स्टाइल, but again very pastel kind of color, not vibrant colors, but the style remains same. Again, you could see the roundness and the eyes. Okay. Which of the following is not considered a folk painting style? Bani Thani is not considered a folk painting, remember it. Which folk painting is also known as a snake painting and is practiced in the Bhagalpur region of Bihar? It is called Manjusha. Please remember it. try to search some images so that you remember this particular style. Which folk art form? Just give me a moment. Okay. Which folk art form is associated with the ritualistic creation of rangoli in the temples dedicated to Lord Krishna? It is called सांझी, जो भी हमने थोड़ी देर पहले बात की थी. Which Rajasthani folk painting style is a sub-style of Mewar painting and features Srinath as the central theme? पिछवाड़ी पेंटिंग का जो स्टाइल है उसके अंदर वो लोग जो है इस्तेमाल करते हैं. Again, few more question, very specific in terms of formulation. Which series of painting? ये पूछा जा सकता है, मार्क कर लो, कॉमा इन्वर्टेड कॉमा बोल्ड अंडरलाइन इटैलिक्स, ये रेड कलर मैंने इसीलिए यहाँ पे लगा दिया है. Which series of painting depicts the 12 months is a notable feature of Rajasthani painting? तो 12 मासा, 12 का मतलब 12th, मासा मतलब मर्द, तो 12 मासा is the correct name. Is a series of notable feature of Rajasthani painting. These paintings depict the changing moods and landscape of each month of the year, often inspired by the verses of Keshav Datt's Kavi Priya. Beside Baramasa, other prominent theme in Rajasthani painting including Rangmala. ये रागमाला वाला जो है म्यूजिक, राग मीन्स म्यूजिक, इसको तोड़ लो तो थोड़ा आसानी से याद हो जाएगा. रागमाला म्यूजिकल नोट्स. तो दूसरा क्वेश्चन जो मैंने इसमें आगे बनाया हुआ है वो ध्यान रखिएगा, इसके ऊपर भी पूछा जा सकता है. विच बुक ऑफ फेबल्स is associated with Mughal and Deccan painting tradition from 14th to 18th century? Anware Suheli is the name of the book. Sorry. The Book of Fables most closely associated with the Mughal and Deccan painting tradition from 14th to 18th century is the Anwari Suheli, also known as the Light of Canopus. The Persian translation of the Panchatantra, an ancient Indian collection of animal fables, were frequently illustrated during this period. हाँ जी. Chogan Khiladi, in a Hindi translation, original one called Chogan's Player. The painting Chogan's Player by Dana. Dana is the artist's name, is associated with which style of Indian miniature painting? ये 9, 10th, 11th, 12th का जो हिस्ट्री है उसके अंदर ये पेंटिंग ली गई है वहां से. तो मुगल स्टाइल. एक सेकंड का टाइम दीजिए मुझे. Somebody is not able to do it. Just give me a time, please. People wakes up at the last moment. Okay. So we were at the second one. The painting Chogan Player by Dana. Dana is the name of artist associated with this style of Indian miniature painting. It is called Mughal. Mughal period के अंदर है, and this is how it look like. Which artist is known for painting Krishna with gopis in the Rajasthani style? Again, this artist is very important. Nihal Chand, Chand. Spelling में थोड़ा mistake है, ध्यान रखिएगा. While many artists contributed to the Rajasthani style of painting, Krishna with gopis, Nihal Chand, a master artist of the Kishangarh school, is particularly renowned for this theme. Again, painting Maru Ragini belongs to which school of Indian miniature painting? Saibuddin is the artist. You could see these images over there. 12th स्टैंडर्ड के अंदर ये पेंटिंग इस्तेमाल किया गया है एनसीईआरटी बुक के अंदर. तो ये लार्ज आप देख सकते हैं, आसानी से पूछा जा सकता है मारू रागनी का क्वेश्चन. ये चांद बीबी वाला क्वेश्चन बहुत जगह मैंने देखा है. उसके बाद जो है चांद बीबी प्लेइंग पोलो इज एसोसिएटेड विद स्कूल ऑफ पेंटिंग. अगर ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया तो इट शुड बी इजी फॉर यू। डेक्कन स्कूल से बिलोंग करता है, और इस पेंटिंग को थोड़ा मैं बड़ा कर दूं जिससे आप लोग थोड़ा ठीक से इसको देख लो। ओके, सो यू कुड सी दिस फोर विमेन्स एंड this polo ball small, which is not very easily seen over here. So Chand Bibi playing the polo is associated with School of Painting, Deccan. बहुत पॉपुलर क्वेश्चन है, बहुत बार ये स्कूलों में इधर पूछा गया एंट्रेंस एग्जाम के अंदर। विच मीडियम इज प्री डोमिनेंटली यूज इन राजस्थानी मिनिएचर पेंटिंग? वाटर कलर ऑन पेपर। राजस्थानी सब स्कूल एसोसिएटेड विद द पेंटिंग कृष्णा ऑन स्विंग इज कॉल्ड बूंदी, जो हमने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले बात किया है वहां पर। Just let me switch off this sound thing. Okay. Can you hear me correctly, guys? There's no problem?
Yes, sir.
Because the sound I'm not able to clear because the tick tick is coming. So I wanted to avoid that. Either I switch it off, this one, but then I will not be able to see the messages. So I wanted to have some. Just give me a moment. Is my sound is clear to you guys right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Is my sound is clear?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
We can-
sir.
Now you can hear it. And now, can you hear now also?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I have to increase the volume. Sorry. Okay, राजस्थानी स्कूल। जो लोग घूमने चले गए हैं मोबाइल ऑन करके, कुछ नहीं होने वाला, ध्यान रखिएगा। मोबाइल को कहीं भी रख के घूमते रहो, हालत खराब होने वाली है एसआरएफटीआई के अंदर, ये याद रखिएगा। जो लोग यहाँ सुन रहे हैं उन लोगों का कुछ होगा, और जिन्होंने पहले कुछ किया है उनका होगा। जो घूम रहे हैं इधर उधर, यहाँ मोबाइल ऑफ करके घूमते रहिए। Which artist is known for Rajasthani painting? Just give me a moment. Okay. Which artist is known for Rajasthani painting? Krishna on swing. ये इमेज यहाँ पर पता नहीं क्यों नहीं है, मैंने उस टाइम में निकाल के रखी थी। बी नूर करेक्ट आंसर है। नूरुद्दीन का फेमस पेंटिंग है कृष्णा ऑन स्विंग। शायद हो सकता है आगे नीचे दिख जाए।
सर ऊपर थी वो सेम थी ना?
या इट इज देयर, इट इज देयर। मैं वही बोलूं कहाँ चली गई वो। Krishna on swing, this is the image, and this can be also asked, and very important artist of that period, Nuruddin. Rajasthan School of Miniature Painting originated in which century? Again ये बड़ा अजीब से नंबर होते हैं, बट आपको याद करने पड़ेंगे क्योंकि क्वेश्चन कई बार ये सेंचुरी टाइप का पूछ लेते हैं तो फंस जाओगे। Which epic is common source of theme in Rajasthan miniature painting? It is called Ramayana. The painting of Raja Aniruddha Singh Hara is associated with which राजस्थानी सब स्कूल? अगेन ये भी एक इमेज है बूंदी स्टाइल का, तो याद करना पड़ेगा आपको। विच राजस्थानी सब स्कूल डेवलप्ड अंडर द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ द भक्ति मूवमेंट? मेवाड़। पहाड़ी स्कूल ऑफ मिनिएचर पेंटिंग के ऊपर एक दो क्वेश्चन मैंने और रखे हुए हैं। द पेंटिंग नाद यशोदा एंड कृष्णा विद किंसन गोइंग टू वृंदावन इज बाय विच पहाड़ी आर्टिस्ट? तो ये कहीं से मैंने इमेज ढूंढा है, 12th के अंदर है ये पेंटिंग जो है, तो आपको ये याद करना पड़ेगा। इसका नाम जो है नैन सुख नाम का आर्टिस्ट है जिसने ये बनाया है। बड़ा पेंटिंग देखोगे तो और जल्दी समझ आएगा। तो ये नाम लंबा चौड़ा जो नाम अगर ऐसा कोई आ जाए तो वहां पे नैन सुख डाल देना। विच पहाड़ी आर्टिस्ट इज नॉन फॉर पेंटिंग कृष्णा विद गोपीज? अभी बात की थी हम लोगों ने। इस तरीके का वो जो है पेंटिंग है ये, एंड Manaku is the artist. Padi School of Miniature Painting originated in which century? 17th century. Kangra Sub School of Painting, Padi Painting reached its peak under which ruler? Raja Sansar Chand. Sometimes some local patronage was there for certain school. तो ये आपको नाम जो है याद रखने पड़ सकते हैं, कोई भी आदमी पूछ बैठेगा, क्योंकि बेसिकली ये बीएफए लेवल के क्वेश्चन है, बट फिर भी पूछे जा सकते हैं क्योंकि दे आर ऑल्सो नॉन, एंड सर्टेन पेंटिंग्स आर गिवन इन द टेक्स्ट बुक ऑफ 11th 12th एंड स्टैंडर्ड। of the miniature painting, so I picked up certain name. So which literary work common theme in Pahadi miniature painting? Geet Govindam. Painting of Radha Krishna by Dana, जो भी ऊपर दिखाया था हमने, is associated with Pahadi, which Pahadi school? Guler. Which sub school of the Pahadi painting is noted for its lyrical and poetic depiction of Radha Krishna? Kangra. ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, मैंने पहले भी आपको बताया था, वहां पे बारामासी वाला जो था ये म्यूजिक से कनेक्टेड है. द पेंटिंग रागनी तोड़ी इज नोटेबल वर्क फ्रॉम विच पहाड़ी सब स्कूल? कांगड़ा. इसमें आप देख सकते हो, यू कैन समबडी इज होल्डिंग ए वीणा एंड दीज एनिमल्स ओवर देयर. मैनी पीपल पेंटेड दिस काइंड ऑफ ए थिंग. सो दिस सीरीज इज कॉल्ड रागनी तोड़ी. तोड़ी इज अ रागा basically. So Ragini Todi is a popular subject in Ragmala painting, which are set of illustration visualizing musical modes, ragas, and their associated moods and emotion. So this complete the miniature part over here, and uh, there is still 15 minutes to go, so I will go to another part. So this is basically the art culture section. Now I'll go to little more with connected with the cinema. I have collected only few questions connected with Shaji and Karun because he was a cinematographer and later became a director and came to do a workshop when I was a student in 1992, 93, 91 to 93. In the second year, he came to do a workshop with us. Those people who are popular, who are familiar with the Shaji and Karun cinema, I don't know why, because he recently passed away. There could be a question, and if you remember, his one of the sample question loaded over there in the SRFTI website, they have asked about the Shaji and Karun also. So I don't know why. I have a feeling that there will be a question connected with him. So I've formulated some question only connected with it, not with others. Others are being already covered into the FTI thing. I don't want to repeat that. I wanted to make sure that nothing should be repeated in this particular class. Which institute did Shaji and Karun earn its diploma? FTI Pune, not SRFTI, I remember. Which film Shaji and Karun directed debut? Piravi, which also got the special mention for Camera d'Or, not as a winner. Many people think it is a winner. It is not a winner. It is a special mention. So Piravi is the name of the film. For which film Piravi is shot by Sunny Joseph? That can also be asked with a cinematography student. Again, Sunny Joseph is a graduate from FTI Pune. For which film did Shaji and Karun win the National Award for Best Director? Piravi. Which film did Shaji and Karun closely collaborated with as a cinematographer, shaping his early career? He himself worked as a cinematographer for films of G. Arvindan. So remember, that could also be a question. The film which he has shot for the G. Arvindan is the Kanchan Sita, Thampu. These are the film he has shot for the Arvindan. Which of the Shaji and Karun film was selected for to compete in the 1994 Cannes Film Festival? Swam was the last film which was in the competitive section in the Cannes after 30 years. Payal Kapadia's film was there in the competitive section. So before Payal Kapadia, it was Swam. So correct answer is Swam. Very, very important question. Can we ask? What award did Shaji and Karun receive from the government of India? Padma Shri he received. Which film Shaji and Karun feature the Mohanlal poverty-stricken Kathakali? Very important film, Vanaprastham. It was also shown in the Cannes Film Festival. What was the name of the Shaji and Karun film called Ulu? Sometimes they can ask you the theme of the film. So it is a story of spiritual and transcendental feminine desires. Again, you can read it over there. What is the central theme of Shaji and Karun's film Piravi? Again, a father's emotional quest for his missing son. Which cultural art form is predominantly featured in Shaji and Karun Vanaprastham? Again, those people who have seen it, it is a Kathakali. A very interesting film. You must watch it. Which recurring motive is used in the Shaji and Karun's Ulu to symbolize spiritual liberation? The water. Shaji and Karun film explore the theme of grief through the lens of a fisherman's family. अब वो फिल्म का नाम पूछ रहे हैं तो उल्टा भी हो सकता है, आपको थीम बता दिया, आप नाम पूछ रहे हैं, तो you should know the story. Please read the synopsis of all his 6-7 film which he has directed. The synopsis, so it is much more clear. देख नहीं सकते अभी आप, but पता होना चाहिए. Kutti Shrank was shown to the Goa Film Festival. I saw it over there. What narrative technique does Shaji and Karun employed to explore the protagonist's life. So multiple perspective from different women. Which theme is essential to Shaji and Karun Nishant? Again, just give me a moment. A mother's sacrifice for her son's dream. What aesthetic element is characteristic of Shaji and Karun's directorial style across the film like Piravi and Vanaprastham? Lyrical and poetic. Well, not very important question, but just kept it. Which Shaji and Karun film integrate the art of Thayyam to explore identity and performance? Swapna. In Vanaprastham, which conflict does the protagonist face as a portrayed by Mohanlal, an identity crisis between his art and personal life? What is the primary emotion of Shaji and Karun Swayam? Melancholy, introspection. Which Shaji and Karun film uses the backdrop of Kerala's coastal landscape, enhances its thematic depth? Kutti Shrank. थोड़ा अलग टाइप का फिल्म है ये. It is not a typical Shaji and Karun kind of a film. You need to see it to understand what I'm talking about. What social issue is subtly addressed in Piravi? The political oppression during the emergency. In Ulu, how does Shaji and Karu portray the protagonist's spiritual journey? Through the surreal underwater imagery. इसको देखोगे तो तुम्हें समझ आएगा. The person who shot it also is important cinematographer. I think he passed away. I don't remember the name immediately. Which character archetype is common in Shaji and Karun's film like Piravi and Nishad? The suffering parent. What role does music play in the Shaji and Karun's Swapnam? It underscores the protagonist's emotion and artistic conflict. Which Shaji and Karun's film explore the theme of truth through conflicting? Kutti Shrank. Vanaprastham, how does Shaji and Karun depict the protagonist's alienation? Through stark contrast between stage and real life. What is the primary visual motive in Swayam that reflect the character's struggle? Barren seascape. Which Shaji and Karun film uses non-linear narrative to explore human relationship? Again, Kutti Shrank. As I told you earlier, very different kind of film, unlike other films. What cultural element is emphasized in Ulu to convey the transcendental theme? The folklore and mysticism. So these are a certain question. Again, as I said, that read the synopsis of his films at the IMDb and you should be able to understand what I'm talking about. So this covers that. Now we have a few other things because the general MCQ type, which is meant for everyone, will also have some technical question connected with editing, cinematography, sound recording. So I have formulated around 30 questions on each thing. But now it is 1940, almost like 2 hours are completed. So I wanted to take up these things later on. But if you want, I can continue in case if you have some focused interest. Otherwise, listening to me will not help because these are the technical questions. You have to pay much more attention also. And I also want to take the 10-minute break. So we can meet the link given over there. So you need to join from that link. This link you have to sign off, and I will also sign off from here. So this recording will get saved on the cloud, and another record by the time we finished another class, this recording should be available to download, and I should be able to upload on the YouTube. So I'm signing it off, and there is another link given to join the class after 10 minutes. So we will start from I think it is 8:15 or something. Time is being mentioned over there. Anybody, if you have a quick question, you can ask. Let me just stop
Sir,
the.
when will we get the PDF?
Today itself, I will load it in the night and you can download it. I will put the link over there. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Sir, hello.
Yeah, बोलिए.
I wanted to ask about the logical reasoning. So if I'm
मैं कुछ नहीं
preparing,
बोलूंगा उसके बारे में. आप किताब देख लीजिए लॉजिकल रीजनिंग का. उसमें सब टाइप के क्वेश्चंस लिखे हुए हैं. वो ही आएगा. क्या आएगा उन्होंने पैटर्न भी दे रखा है. कितने आएंगे क्वेश्चन नोबडी नोज. लॉजिकल रीजनिंग पे दुनिया भर की मार्केट के अंदर किताबें हैं. डे बिफोर द एग्जाम के ऊपर इसमें बात करने का कोई मतलब नहीं है.
okay.
They have given the pattern over there. I hope you would have gone through that pattern, and if you are really serious, you should have been able to prepare.
सर नेगेटिव मार्किंग है क्या?
बिल्कुल है, प्रोस्पेक्टस को आंख खोल के देखो।